Hello everyone, welcome you all in this video. In this video, I am going to discuss an example on function template. So let us start. First of all, this is the program that we have discussed in our last video. So let us run this program in VS Code first of all. So this is this program. So let us run this. So output is 3.1 and F, as I have explained in my last video. So let us paste it here. So first of all, minimum of 3 and 7 is 3, so 3 is printed. Then minimum of 3.1 and 7.2, that is 3.1 is printed. Then minimum of F and S based on their ASCII code. ASCII code of F is 102 and S is 115. So F is printed on the output screen. Alright, so now so let's go back to our presentation now. So let us start this video. These are some points that you have to keep in mind. First is, some compilers may use type name instead of class, but both refer to any built-in type or user-defined type. So you can use keyword type name instead of class. Okay, and second point is, templates are also called parameterized classes. Why so? This we have discussed in our last video, that here we are passing this parameter, that is data type, to this template function, right? So that is why these are called parameterized templates, or you can say parameterized classes. Next is, you can call function template using this syntax. So in our previous videos we have discussed, when we want to call function template, then we write data type in the angular bracket, and you can also skip this. Okay, so you can also skip this. That is why I'm writing here function name, then in the parentheses you can write the parameters, and compiler automatically predict which data type you are working with, right? So parameter 1, parameter 2 and so on are the variables which are declared and initialized before calling the function template, because as we have discussed in our let me show you in this okay, so yeah, here in this, firstly we declare two variables, then we initialize those two variables, and then we call this function, right, and passed these two values as a parameter. So this thing I have written over here, right? So let us discuss these 2 points, first and 3, with the help of an example. This program we have already discussed, right? So here this is a template function, and in this template function, capital T is a generic data type, right? And this calculate min function will return the minimum of the two numbers that we passed to this function, right? So here two things to be noted. I am writing type name instead of class keyword, right? I am writing type name keyword, and also I am not writing data type in angular brackets too. So these two things you should not. Now let us run this code. So this is the same program that I have explained. Now let us run this code. So enter two integer numbers. So let us suppose 7 and 4. So minimum of integer values is 4. That is correct. Now let us suppose I have entered 5.1 and 2.0. So answer is 2. That is correct. Now let us suppose I have entered F and S. So output is F. That is correct. Okay, so let us discuss one more problem. And in this example, we will create a function template to swap two numbers, which will depend on which data type of variables we want to swap. So here we have defined a template function. First of all, we write template keyword, then inner angular bracket. First of all, we write class keyword, and then T is a generic type, and return type of this swap function is void. And here this is passed by reference, right? Because we want to swap two values, so we have to work with their actual values, right? So that is why here the above program shows swapping of two numbers using pass by reference, right? When the function swap AB is called, here you can say, right, when this is called, then control will shift to this function, and the actual arguments A and B are passed by reference. So in the function definition, the formal arguments X and Y are reference variables of the corresponding actual arguments A and B. So the first formal argument, X, is initialized to refer to this actual argument A, and this second formal argument Y is initialized to refer to this actual argument B. So X and Y are the alternative names of A and B, and both A and X, so both A and X are referring to same memory location, and both Y and B are referring to same memory locations, right? So any modification made in the function swap using references X and Y are also reflected to the actual arguments A and B, because they are referring same memory locations. So after the execution of the statements of the called function, the control returns back to the calling program, and references created in the called function vanishes, right? So after this, control will return back to this, and references will be vanished. So here I am declaring and initializing a temp variable which is of data type T, which is a generic type, right? So first of all, I am initialize it with the value in X, right? Again, I am overwriting the value that is stored in X with the value that is stored in B. Then again Y will be, and then I am overwriting the value that is stored in Y with the value stored in temp. So this is the simple logic to swap two numbers. So in our main function, I have declared two variables of type int. Variable names are A and B. So then enter two numbers will be printed on the output screen. Then we will enter two numbers. So then we will enter two numbers. Then this is a new line character. So in the next line, before calling will be printed. Then in the next line, A is equal to value of A before calling, because we haven't called this function yet. So before calling, this value of A is equal to this and B is equal to this will be printed. Then in the next line, then there is a two new line characters, and in these we are calling this. So after calling, again values of A and B will be printed after swapping. So let us run this code in VS Code. So this is our code. Here we have defined function template for swapping of two numbers. Here this code we have already discussed, so let us run this code. Oops, there is an error. B was not declared in this scope. Okay, so where? Okay, here must be Y. Okay, so let us save this and run this code. So enter two numbers. Let us suppose 6 and 7. So 6 will be stored in variable A and 7 will be stored in variable B. So now I am pressing enter. So before calling value of A 6 is stored in A and B was stored in B, right? So after calling, values are swapped, values are interchanged. So 7 is stored in A and 6 is stored in B, right? So this is the simple program to swap the values stored into variables. So thank you so much for watching this presentation.